Have you ever tasted a memory sealed inside a small, mysterious can? It's pink, salty, and somehow it's found its way into family kitchens, war zones, luxury, gift baskets, and even those viral ramen bowls across Asia. To some, it's just canned meat, but to others, it's a symbol, a guilty pleasure tucked away behind cupboard doors.
But what if I told you that behind that seemingly ordinary block of meat lies a web of secrets that's never been fully revealed? From controversial ingredients to the name Spam itself, whose origin remains a mystery, with each person clinging to a different theory. And yet with over 8 billion cans sold the world, still can't stop slicing it, frying it, and loving it. And that's the story we're about to explore. This isn't just the journey of a canned meat product, it's the tale of how a humble food, born from desperation during the Great Depression, quietly became a global icon, with a legacy stretching from wartime history to modern Korean cuisine. But before we crack open the can and peel back the layers of truth, let's play a quick game. How many cans of Spam do you think have been sold worldwide? Drop a number in the comments, just one guess, and get ready to be surprised. Let's open the can. To understand how Spam traveled so far, we need to turn back the clock to the 1930s, one of the harshest decades in American history, the Great Depression. Millions of people lost their jobs, meals became a luxury, and food had to be more than just cheap. It had to last long, be easy to store, and provide enough nutrition to keep families alive through hard times. In the middle of that crisis at a meatpacking plant in Minnesota, a man named Jay Hormel, the son of the founder of Hormel Foods, came up with a bold idea to create a type of canned meat that could survive long periods, be easy to transport, and still taste good. There were no modern refrigerators, no nationwide delivery systems like we have today, just one urgent mission to fight hunger. And from that mission, Spam was born. The original product was a simple combination of pork shoulder, salt, water, sugar, and a touch of seasoning. But that simplicity was exactly what made it so easy to spread. No complex cooking, required no need for elaborate storage. All you needed was a can you could open by hand, and just like that, you had a meal. But Spam wasn't just food, it became part of history. When World War II broke out, Spam was chosen by the U.S. military as a main ration for soldiers around the world. From the trenches of Europe to bases in the Pacific, from the frozen tundras of Alaska to distant tropical islands, Spam was everywhere. It didn't just feed American troops, it became a lifeline for civilians in war-torn regions. After the war, Spam didn't fade away. On the contrary, it found its way into the cultural fabric of many countries. In the United Kingdom, it became Spam fritters served with chips. In the Philippines, it's an essential part of a traditional Silog breakfast. And in South Korea, where Spam was once delivered as part of military aid, it's now elegantly packaged in Lunar New Year gift sets alongside wine and ginseng. The story of Spam isn't just the journey of a product, it's proof that a temporary solution can become a lasting icon. From a hunger relief item to a piece of memory, from a can of meat to a symbol of pop culture. And it all began during a time of crisis. When people weren't just looking for something to survive on, they were searching for something that could carry them through the darkness with the simplest taste of comfort. The journey from a pig on the farm to that savory slice inside a can of Spam doesn't start in a factory, it begins in the fields, where life is nurtured day by day. Today, the modern production of Spam begins at pig farms held to strict hygiene standards. Here, the pigs are fed a carefully controlled diet and live in environments regulated for air quality, temperature, and regular veterinary care. All of this is done to ensure one essential thing, that the meat meets the highest safety standards while preserving its naturally tender and flavorful quality. Before entering the factory, every pig must go through a quarantine period, almost like a miniature version of export-grade health inspection. Even the slightest abnormal sign can lead to the entire batch being rejected. Hormel Foods, the company behind Spam, doesn't just produce food, they protect consumer trust through a process that operates at a near medical level of precision. After initial processing, only carefully selected cuts are used, bones, excess fat, and sinew are removed, leaving just the pork shoulder known for its tenderness, rich flavor, and the perfect balance of fat and lean meat that keeps the product moist after canning. Next, the meat is transferred into large capacity grinders, but it's not ground into a fine paste. Instead, it's processed just enough to achieve a semi-smooth consistency that allows the next ingredients to blend evenly. And here's where the magic begins. Every batch contains exactly 1,000 pounds of pork, portioned precisely to create the base mix for every can of Spam that follows. Why 1,000 pounds? Not because it's easy to calculate, it's because this is the optimal weight to ensure uniformity in color, moisture, and texture. So when you open a can of Spam today, and someone else opens one on the other side of the world a month from now, the taste and feel are nearly identical. That level of consistency starts right here with a perfectly standardized formula. Once the meat reaches the ideal texture, the real mixing process begins. Under the control of massive industrial paddle systems, a precise blend of ingredients is added: salt, not only to enhance flavor, but also to preserve sugar, to give that signature pinkish golden hue, water for moisture, crushed ice to keep the machinery from heating the mix prematurely, and finally, the secret seasoning blend that has defined Spam's unmistakable taste for nearly a century. This is a perfectly calibrated combination, measured down to the gram, to produce meat that isn't just flavorful, but stable. Because with Spam, consistency isn't just a requirement, it's the guiding principle. Once the meat and seasonings are fully integrated into a uniform blend, the shaping and canning process begins. But this isn't just a mechanical step, it's a showcase of precision engineering with measurements calculated down to the milliliter. Each batch of meat is fed into a portioning machine. With perfectly programmed speed and pressure, the system pushes just the right amount of meat into each tin can, never too much, never too little. Every can is lightly compressed to remove excess air, ensuring there are no air pockets or hollow gaps that could compromise the product's structure or shorten its shelf life. Immediately afterward, each can is hermetically sealed using a vacuum heat sealing technology, but that's only the prelude to one of the most critical steps: sterilization using high-pressure steam. This sterilization system functions like a massive industrial pressure cooker. Hundreds of Spam cans are stacked onto special steel racks, then placed into an airtight chamber. Steam is injected at temperatures reaching 250 degrees, maintaining high pressure for a precisely timed duration. This process eliminates all harmful bacteria, especially Clostridium botulinum, a pathogen that can cause deadly neurotoxic foodborne illness if not properly treated. This is where science and sensory experience intersect. As the temperature rises and pressure builds, the proteins in the meat contract slightly. This firms up the texture while locking in natural moisture, so when you open a can, each slice of Spam is still tender, moist, easy to cut, and never crumbly. After sterilization, the cans are immediately cooled in a chilled air chamber. Rapid cooling prevents any new bacterial growth and helps maintain the product's firm structure and natural color, without water separation or discoloration. But the journey doesn't stop there. Every can of Spam must pass through a rigorous quality control line. Scanners detect any dented, gas-leaking, or underweight cans. Then trained technicians shine light across the sealed edges of each can to detect microscopic leaks invisible to the naked eye. Only cans that pass every inspection flawlessly move on to labeling and final packaging. That iconic blue and yellow Spam label isn't just branding, it's a promise. A guarantee that every single can has passed through the strictest safety and quality tests, ensuring it's not just delicious but absolutely safe to eat. When you see the 5-year shelf life printed on the bottom of a Spam can, you might wonder, how can it possibly last that long? The answer doesn't lie in chemical preservatives, but in thermal science, sterilization engineering, and an uncompromising commitment to food safety by the manufacturer. Few canned foods have achieved the level of cultural impact that Spam has. Once a simple solution for hunger relief during crisis, Spam has stepped out of the industrial shadows to become a culinary icon in many parts of the world, where each slice is more than just food. It's a memory, a flavorful snapshot of living culture. That remarkable journey began after World War II, when Spam was distributed to front lines as part of military rations. But contrary to common belief, it wasn't America where Spam found its most devoted fans. It was the very places once ravaged by war: South Korea, Japan, the Philippines and Hawaii, where Spam became deeply cherished and embedded in everyday life. Let's start with South Korea. After the war, the country was devastated by poverty and scarcity. Spam, then a part of military food aid, didn't just feed the hungry, it became a prized ingredient. Koreans didn't treat Spam as just another canned food. They transformed it into an array of inventive, home-style dishes, from budai jjigae, a spicy army stew, to Spam kimbap seaweed rice rolls, and Spam John pan-fried slices with egg served with kimchi. Today, Spam is even packaged in luxurious gift boxes for Lunar New Year, a symbol of luck, prosperity, and celebration. A mass-produced food item treated like a treasure. After all the mixing, bottling, and worldwide distribution, Pepsi is no longer just a soft drink. It's a stream of memories linked to family gatherings, hot summer afternoons, or even quiet, reflective moments alone. Behind every sip is a vast ecosystem of technology, human effort, and innovation. Have you ever felt a pang of sadness seeing a Pepsi can lying among unrecycled plastic waste? True joy sometimes comes from appreciation, not just for the sweet taste, but for the journey that brought it to your hands. So, spread the story, share how you feel in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we continue uncovering the untold secrets behind. In the Philippines, Spam is more than just food. It's a gift from loved ones working far from home, closely tied to the warmth of family breakfasts. For the people of Guam, Spam was once a lifeline. Now, it's a source of pride. That's the soft power of food when a can of Spam crosses borders, transcends prejudice, and finds its way into diverse cultures in its own unique way. You might never have imagined that a canned meat product could become a shared culinary language of humanity, but Spam has done just that quietly, steadily, and admirably. It's remarkable how a mass-produced food like Spam can carry such profound emotion. Inside each square slice is a journey from hunger to survival, from wartime poverty to the joy of family meals filled with laughter. Spam isn't just a food, it's living proof of the power of adaptation, of collective memory, and of human compassion during the hardest times. And yet, here's the irony: a food that once saved millions of lives was once ridiculed in the very place where it was born. Branded as trash food, dismissed as cheap meat. Too often we rush to judge, forgetting that behind every product lies a story, people, lives, and unrecognized efforts to preserve something meaningful for society. If you've ever eaten Spam, think back. It may not have just been a canned meat product. It might have been a slice of memory from a turbulent century. Leave a comment. Not just a number like we often see, but your true feelings after hearing this journey. Is it empathy, gratitude, or perhaps even anger for the things we've overlooked? Because some stories have lived in silence for far too long, and now you know one of them.